As I'm doing this video right now, I have a lot of thoughts in my head that just keep crossing, speeding by. And I realized at the end of the day, the first time I dropped a video that I did about having a voice, how important it is to have a voice in this day and age that we live in as the 2000s, the Gen Z. So I was talking about that, and I wanted to continuously drop a lot of videos and drop a lot of videos, just sharing profound thoughts to everyone. But after some time, I realized that something was holding me back from doing it. There were times where I'll just put my phone there and start recording, but along the way, I'll just pause and take my phone and just make up something, even if it's not important, but just something to stop me from doing this because I have fear. And I realize that fear is something that we all face in our lives, and it's something that holds us back most of the time. And it doesn't have to be fear of something big or something that you really can visualize, but most of the time it's the negative thoughts, the internal thoughts that we ourselves start stipulating in our heads. And most of the time it's really about how people may perceive us. And I think the first thing we should do as human beings, if you want to grow as individuals, you know, is to let go of fear, to see our true potential. It's something that we should do. I know, I keep saying we should all keep moving forward. I have this ideology of mine that, you know, um, just like a shark has to continue moving, it always has to keep moving forward. If it stops, it perishes. It definitely perishes. It dies. So that whole aspect on its own, it's something that I wish to embody, but because of fear sometimes it's hard for me to embody that aspect in my life. I find sometimes that I fear how people will receive the thoughts that I'm trying to share. I find it hard, but now I just want to be able to be a person who just shares things without even thinking about what the next person will think about it, what whom is going to say about it, what whom is going to say about it. And I think that's where everything starts. That's definitely the foundation of our growth. It's the foundation of our growth. As much as we want to grow as individuals, letting go of everything is the foundation of it. Letting go of fear, of misinterpretations, of being deluded by the fact that, oh, I might just think about this, I think that's the first step for everything. And for us to really grow, I think it's something that we should recognize ourselves. It doesn't have to be something big. Smallest things, maybe having to speak me in a lecture room, but you holding back your thought and someone else saying it. Those little things that we hold back in times where we feel like we have the need to speak, that's what holds us back in most of our aspects, and we should see it as fear. The fear of you actually speaking up when you need to because you feel like your thought might be less or less impactful than the other person. We should let that actually be, man. I think why? I think most of the time we just find ourselves so stuck in life. Stuck because we fear. But we still have dreams in our heads. We're still going somewhere. It's time we start just doing. Let go of fear and just start doing, because at the end of the day, we have to really sit out with ourselves and realize that it's quite funny because I was speaking to a friend of mine. So he was staying next to I was staying next to our university, but because of circumstances, circumstances overtakes us all. I think we should be people who are humble enough to understand that sometimes life don't go as the way we thought it will. So in times where just circumstances overcome us and things just go left when we wanted and was hoping and praying for it to go right, we should be able to keep our composure and still be ourselves at the end of the day. They were saying to me as we were speaking, you know, he said to me, sometimes letting go is fun to him, because one moment he's thinking about all the things that he had while he was staying here, while I was able to visit him. But now that he's in a different location, he's finding it more nicer because he has had this the whole time and it's teaching him a lot of things, you know. And I looked at it as a very, at first I didn't get it, but now I looked at it as, okay, he was saying that he was fearful of what's going to happen because he's leaving all of us here behind and he was going to a new area, and this new area is nothing like here because, of course, you are with a lot of your colleagues, the people that you see, your acquaintances, your friends. You have a lot of people that you know. But despite that, he find it joyful and find it amazing that now he can establish something more, and he's willing to grow into that space where he can be himself, where he can grow to another level. Now he's at a place where it makes him feel like uncomfortable. He has to do the little things that he never did before, like, because when we are all in university, we have showers, we have running showers, we have running water. Now he has to go back to that point where he has to turn on the tab and use a vasco. Mara ekugcineni kwabo akusiko lokumele ukuthi eve ngathi impilo ihard kuye, but he embraced that, and which is something that we should do. Each and every time we want to accomplish something, there's always that point where we feel uncomfortable, and that point, the minute you feel uncomfortable, that's fear. That's fear creeping into you. That's fear letting you know that, hey, what if, the what ifs, that's where they start. I mean, I'm here now, but I know that as I'm talking and there's a lot of what ifs, but I'm realizing it as I'm growing. Currently, I'm actually 23, but I'm learning as I'm growing, and I'm willing to learn. And I hope that a lot of people who are going to be watching this video, please subscribe. If it comes upon you, please subscribe, because I'm about to share this journey for a while. It's going to be years and years, I think, but I'll continue just talking about the profound thoughts that I have. But I wish that everyone, at the end of the day, they realize that they're already who they think they are. They already are that person they think they are. And what I find funny is that whenever you have a certain thought about something, you always have a plan. The thought just doesn't come without you having maybe steps to take it to the nearest point where you want to take it. That happens for a reason, and I hope that as soon as you have an amazing plan, just stick to the process. And yes, fears are there, but you just can't live in fear. At the end of the day, you have to really fully accept and embrace everything that comes with whatever you want to do, whatever job that you will be doing. At the end of the day, it will come with deadlines. It will come with people disagreements, because at the end of the day, we're working with humans, and that's how it is. That's how life is supposed to be. We're supposed to be connecting with individuals that yearn for connection. So I hope that as we all continue with our journey growing, I hope that we all just find meaning in embracing fear and knowing how to let it go when it's needed to, learning how to do something when it's needed, because we can never grow without applying ourselves to something. There's this workshop that I always go to here. So this guy, shout out to Lihlotlo, he says that at the end of the day, if you sit in your room all alone, right, life never really happens. So you'll be in your room all alone. Life will never happen. But unless you step outside, that's when life starts happening. And that's how it is. Fear keeps us in this room where we are, and we continuously staying in this room, but we never want to go out, because once we go out, that's when we start experiencing things, people moving up and down. You meet people, you meet. That's what life is all about. It's about connection at the end of the day. And I hope that we learn to alleviate from our fear, not not in terms of us not like blocking it, but imprisoning it, but seeing it that it's there, it's present. You feel it for a reason. What you might do might change something in your life, and you have to accept it and be willing and be ready for it. You know, to really be a person, to form a new identity. There's something that might die, or that has to die of the same value for you to really come out of that journey a new person. So that always has to happen. And I hope that if you watch this far, I hope that you subscribe to my channel, because there's a lot that's still about to come as I continue with my own journey. I hope that everyone is well and their family is doing well. So, yeah, thank you so much.